can start. So first of all, thank you all for joining the webinar session. And this is the first webinar for the year 2026. And these webinar sessions are not new for you. So we have conducted a couple of them last year also. And you can always see those webinars on YouTube on our channel. If you can get into McKinsey channel on YouTube, you can find them. So today we are going to have a deep dive into the topic, which is integrating SAP S/4HANA with third-party systems using SAP Integration Suite. Okay, and with that, I would proceed with our first slide. So we are not new, right? So although we name ourselves as New Ways, we are definitely not new. We have been in the industry for the last 15 years. And we are proud affiliate of McKinsey. And we specialize in delivering comprehensive SAP solutions, particularly for retail and fashion customers across the globe. And our mission is to empower business by transforming their digital landscape through innovative SAP services. So from implementation to optimization, we work closely with our clients to ensure their SAP environment supports both current and the future growth. Key focus area for us is SAP integration, and as a business evolve, so does the need for the seamless connectivity between the systems, and that is where our expertise with SAP Integration Suites comes in. And we help organizations define and implement a robust integration strategy, ensuring their systems, both SAP and non-SAP, work together smoothly. Our services cover system connectivity and consultation, API development and management, and also aligning with the integrations with security, compliances, and governance standards. And with that, we can move on to our next slide. Today, we are going to have two speakers. One is me, and you all know me already. You have seen me in a couple of webinars in the past. And myself, as a senior manager for pre-sales and delivery within Center of Excellence of Integration and Automation in McKinsey. And I focus on bridging innovation with execution, helping customer envision how advanced integration strategies and AI-driven automation can transform their business processes, and then ensuring a seamless delivery of those solutions as well. So my responsibility lies in understanding clients' needs and architecting the right solutions and leading the teams to deliver the measurable outcome. And by combining pre-sales expertise with delivery excellence, I aim to build a trust and accelerate digital transformation and ensure our customers achieve both immediate value and long-term scalability. And although we did not inform you this before, but we have another speaker today, and it was a surprise for everyone. And today we have Srinath Palapati. He is joining us, and he is our principal architect for ERP Cloud. And he is coming from IntelliSept. This is another affiliation of McKinsey. And I would request Srinath to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey there. Hey, I'm Srinath. I come from a large integration background from different ERPs, especially Oracle, Oracle platform, but also focused on integration with multiple ERPs and SAP as well as PeopleSoft as well. That's me. Hi, everyone.
Thank you very much, Srinath, for your time today, and hope you'll be providing more information about how integration works with those ERP cloud systems, and can show your expertise on that. Okay, so moving on to the next slide, focusing on today's agenda. We have done with the introduction and the speakers introduction also done, and we will be starting with why integration is critical, and the typical third-party systems that are connected to SAP real world. And we'll also look into the integration challenges with the middleware and a high level architecture on how these third party systems are connected. And we also going to see the integration patterns, and also today most importantly we are going to see some real time integration scenarios. No, Srinath is coming up with some scenarios, integration scenarios, and we also going to see how look into the high level use cases that we are having with these third party integrations. So with that, I think we can move on to the next slide. Okay, so let's start with the question. It's for everyone. Why integration is critical? Okay, so let's talk about why it has become absolutely critical and for modern businesses. Okay, so today, if you see, most organizations they don't rely just in one system. No, they do not that not like it's not like they just have SAP or Oracle in their ecosystem. So instead, they operate with multiple platforms. They work with CRM tools, HR systems, and finance applications, supply chain solutions, and more. So the challenge is many of the systems don't naturally talk to each other. So this creates silos of information. So when systems are disconnected, teams often rely on manual process. When we say manual process, right, it's copying data from one place to another place, one platform to another platform, and re-entering the same information or working with the outdated reports. So not only does this slow things down, but also it increases the risk of errors and inconsistencies. So now let's imagine an opposite of fully integrated digital ecosystem. Okay, with integration, data flows seamlessly across all the systems in real time. This means decision makers are no longer relying on their yesterday's data. So they have the up to date data and their insights at their fingertips. So that leads to faster and smarter decisions. So another key benefit of is efficiency. Integration eliminates repetitive manual work and duplicate data entry. So employees can focus on their higher value tasks instead of of administrating overhead. Okay, and it also unlocks the automation across the departments. For example, when a sale order is created, okay, it can automatically trigger update on in finance, inventory, and logistics without human intervention. So that level of coordination is not possible when the systems are disconnected. And most importantly, integration is a foundation element of digital transformation. Whether it's adopting AI, improving customer experience, or scaling operation, none of it works effectively without connecting the systems, and bringing the data unified way. Okay. So to conclude, integration is not just a technical upgrade, it's a business enabler that drives efficiency and accuracy and innovation across the entire organization. And one thing I forgot to mention that initially that we have a separate QA session, and we will request people to note down their questions. And our QA session right now will be giving a time period of 10 to 15 minutes. We can discuss those questions there. Okay. So with that, we can move on to the next slide. Okay, now let's look at what a typical integration landscape looks like around SAP S4HANA. Okay, so at the center we have S4HANA acting as a digital core of this enterprise, but it doesn't operate in isolation. Okay, it connects with a wide range of business critical system across the organization. So here we have starting with CRM, systems like Salesforce. So these platforms manage customer interactions, sales pipelines, and service processes. Integrating CRM with SAP ensures that customer data and the orders and the billing information flow seamlessly between front and back office. right? And the this these informations are most important thing for the front office and back office functions. Okay, so next we have HR and payroll platforms such as Workday, right? So integrating here ensures employee data and payroll information on organization structures stay consistent across the systems, reducing errors and improving. It also improves the compliances as well. Again, we have banking and treasury systems are another key integration points we have. So by connecting SAP with banks and organizations can automate payments, and it can also automate the managed cash flow in real time and improve financial visibility. E-commerce platforms like Shopify are increasingly important, especially for the business with the direct-to-consumer models, right? Integration allows orders placed online to automatically flow into the SAP for processing, and it's going to be quick and fast. Your fulfillment is going to be fast with that. So logistics providers also play a crucial role here. When integrated, shipping tracking and delivery updates and the warehouse operations becomes most transparent and efficient. So on top of that, we also have the tax platforms, or we can call them tax engines, right, which helps ensure compliance with constantly changing tax regulations. Integrating or integration allows tax calculation to happen automatically during the transaction. It reduces the manual effort and it reduces the risk aspect. Finally, analytics platforms, and the data lakes, often offered as to BI tools, enable organizations to extract insight from their data. So this is where your management team or leadership team get the clear data to take quick decisions. So by integrating these SAP with the SAP, right, business can perform advanced analytics, reporting and forecasting, and using a real-time and accurate data. So when you look at this, the entire ecosystem, right, SAP S/4HANA act as a hub where all the systems functions as spokes. Integration is what ties everything together, right? Otherwise each system is just isn't sitting in silos, it's like isolated and sitting separately. So ensuring smooth data flow, operational efficiency, and the truly connected enterprises comes with integration. And this interconnected approach is what enables organizations to scale, innovate, and respond quickly to the changing business needs. And with that, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so what are the challenges when we don't have a middleware, especially with integration, right? So let's take a step back and look at what happens when integration is not done strategically. What you're seeing here is often called a spaghetti architecture, yeah, or it's a tangled architecture. It's called. It's more like it's like a tangled web of point-to-point connection where every system is directly linked to multiple others, right? So at first, this approach might seem like it may seem like it's quick and it's cost effective. Just connect one system to another as needed, but the number of system grows. When the number of system grows, the number of connection increases exponentially. So very quickly things become complex and difficult to manage. So one of the biggest challenge here is the complexity. Each connection that we have here is built independently, right? It's often using different technologies and formats. Over time, it becomes incredibly hard to track how data is flowing across the landscape. So this leads directly to high maintenance cost. So any change in one system, like an upgrade or a new data field, can impact multiple integration. Then teams we have spent a lot of time and effort in this, and then we will have to do that again and fixing those. So security becomes another concern as well, with multiple direct connections, and it's hard to enforce a consistent security policies here. So we can get the gaps and increasing the risk of data exposure, and compliance issues also may come. So scalability becomes one of the major limitations here. Adding new system, it's not simple. So you have to build multiple new connections to existing systems, right? So this slows down innovation and makes it harder for the business growth. Similarly, onboarding new partners becomes a lengthy process instead of plugging into standardized interface. So each partner may require custom integration work, and that will definitely delay the time of value. And finally, there are lack of visibility. So with many independent connections, there is no centralized monitoring. So if something breaks, it can be difficult to quickly identify that what broke, right? And what is the issue and how we are going to fix it. So while the point-to-point integration might work really good in the early stages, but down the line when you scale, it definitely gonna give some hard times. This is exactly why organizations are moving towards more structured platforms based on the integration approaches. And moving on with the next slide, Srinath, can you move on to the next slide?
Yep, yep, you can. All right. There you go.
I'm still not seeing that coming up.
One second.
Yeah, just go on one step. Yep. Okay, so let's talk about the high level architecture for connecting the SAP S4 HANA to the external or third party tools through SAP Integration Suite, right? So at the core, we have SAP S4 HANA. This is the digital backbone of the organization, where the critical business process like finance, procurement, and supply chains are managed. Instead of connecting SAP directly to the every external system, we introduce a central layer, which is SAP Integration Suite. This act as an integration hub, that is sitting between S4 HANA and all the third-party systems. On the other side, we have external systems. These could be CRM or platforms or e-commerce applications or backing systems or logistic providers or analytic tools. It can be anything. So now, why is that layered approach is so powerful? First, it simplifies the connectivity. Rather than building in multiple point-to-point integration, all the communication flows through a single and centralized platform. This reduces complexity and makes the architecture much more manageable. Second, it supports multiple integration protocol and standards. For example, REST APIs and OData are commonly used for modern, right, and lightweight integration. SOAP services are still relevant for certain enterprise scenarios, and we have IDOCs and RFCs or native SAP mechanism for data exchange. And for data transfer, technologies like JDBC and SFTP are widely used. So the flexibility ensures that SAP can connect seamlessly with both modern and legacy systems. And another important capability is event-driven messaging. Instead of relying on a request response communication, system can publish events like an order being created and a payment being processed. Other systems can subscribe and it can react in real time, making sure that an entire landscape more responsive and dynamic, right? So security again comes as a key thing here, and that's a key part of the architecture with a centralized integration layer Organization can enforce consistent security policies and such as authentication and authorization and can do the data inscription, and that can be done across all the integrations. Finally, the use of cloud infrastructure makes this architecture scalable and resilient. As business needs grow, the new system can be integrated quickly without disrupting existing connections. And this is also promoting or boosting the clean core concept that is SAP is focusing more at this point. So in summary, this architecture transforms integration from a complex web into a structured, secure, and scalable framework, and enabling organizations to connect, innovate, and grow with the confidence. With that, let's move on to the next slide. Srinath, are we able to move to the next slide?
Yeah, we came to real time, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. No, just one step. Okay. Okay, so integration patterns, right? So now that we have looked at the architecture, let's explore the integration patterns, that organizations typically use. Think of these, different ways the system can communicate and depending on their business needs. So let's start with the real-time sync. This pattern is all about immediate data exchange. When something happens in one system, like a customer placing an order, the information is instantly sent to the another system. This is critical for scenarios where up-to-date data is essential, such as order processing, payment, and inventory checks. The advantages here is speed and accuracy, but it doesn't require a stable connectivity, right? And it does require a stable connectivity and well-designed APIs here. And next we have is batch integration. So this approach, right? Data is collected over a period of time and then transformed in bulk, say every hour or once a day. This is no, this is very common, used for large data sets like financial postings and payroll processing or reporting. While it's not real time, it's highly efficient and reduces the system load, making it ideal for non urgent processes. And then it comes the event driven integration that we already spoke about. This is more modern and a more dynamic approach, and instead of system constantly asking for updates, they react to events. For example, when a shipment is dispatched, right, and an event is published, the other system like billing and notification automatically respond. And this creates a highly responsive and scalable environment, especially it's useful in complex distribution systems. Mostly on the e-commerce systems, it's highly it's highly famous actually. And coming up to this, the fourth one, we have hybrid landscape integration. So most organizations today operate in a mix of on-premise and cloud environments. Hybrid integration ensures seamless connectivity across the world, right, and across both the worlds here. It allows legacy system to work alongside modern cloud applications without disruption. This is especially important during the financial transformation journeys where companies are gradually moving to the cloud, right? So the key takeaway here is that there is no one size full nor one size fits all approach. The successful integration strategy uses the combination of these patterns, depending on the use of the integration or the business object or whatever it is. So real time for speed, batch for efficiency, event driven for responsiveness, and a hybrid to the bridge different environments. So this is the we call it a mantra, integration mantra here. With that, let's move on to that next slide. And I would request Snow Srinath to come up show some light on these slides.
Sure. Thanks, Amit. So, as you guys know, the focus is on the SAP Integration Suite. I've taken one example, one real-time example where um, this is a real-time example which we did for one of the project here. Um, a vendor got created in the SAP system, his for HANA system, and it has to integrate into the PeopleSoft, right? This is a big typical business process where a vendor can be created or updated, and that information has to come. A vendor can have typical sub processes like it can be supplier profile level or addresses can be updated or contact can be updated or bank information. Right? So vendors have multiple updates or different elements of sub process within such vendor, right? And we also have to check whether this information is duplicate or not. There's a duplicate check should happen, and then we have to call in, and then the data need to be, the PeopleSoft information system should receive that data with the new data coming in. It create or update information should come back, and successfully once the data comes back, right? We need to have that handshake of having the supplier IDs or bank IDs or address IDs coming back to the source system that there's a successful update, or if there's an error, hey, there's an error happened, hey, couldn't update the vendor could not create it because this reason, or it couldn't update it this reason. Either way, so this is a typical real-time scenario in business process from vendor creation from one system to other system. In this case, it's SAP or PeopleSoft, right? Now, taking that example, right, as Amin mentioned, there are different ways of integration. We have seen the real-time batch, and hybrid way or event-based, right? Let's take a typical example with OData, how we going to do this, right? So as you guys know, the journey starts with SAP here. SAP, where vendor got created. Now, I took an example of vendor, but there could be other customer can create it, other business events can happen, right? Now, if you use the OData process within the integration suite as an example here, the call should happen within the integration suite in the iFlow where there's a constantly job running where a call is happening. It's calling the OData calling the SAP system and getting the required data. And there's a transformation happening within the iFlow with whole process, within the orchestration, mapping and transformation happening. And then a REST call and processed by. A REST call goes to the Oracle PeopleSoft and immediately comes back. The response comes back and we need the update system. This is a typical system where point to point, right, real time, point to point, where you receive the request and the immediate response is sent back. So this is a tightly coupled. If you look at this, is a very tightly coupled integration, right, which is faster, and you get an immediate response back. And so if you look at this approach is instant, as well as it's real time, and it's one-to-one integration. You can say that, right, between the systems. Right. In summary, this ensures control integration. Plus, it has a full visibility of success and failures immediately, making for ideal for transactional scenarios with immediate feedback, where immediate feedback is critical. Right. But at the same time, let's take one more example. This is a real-time point-to-point integration, right? At the same time, let's look at the one more example where we only event mesh. This is when you say event mesh is the event-based, right? Which is a business event comes in where there's a business events happening in S4HANA here where an event is published. and the advanced event mesh is consume the data on the real time, get queued up, right? It's asynchronous, right? It's fire and forget, asynchronous. It's an event-based architecture where you there's a broker and there's a topic and multiple queues subscribing to the SAP Integration Suite, right? That even the iFlow receives the data, right? It gets queued, it consumes the data, and a typical again mapping and orchestration happening within the iFlow, right? And then again, the REST API call happens from the iFlow to the Oracle PeopleSoft, and you get a response back. And response also get get consumed by the advanced event mesh, right? It queued up there and updated to the source to the source system back again, right? There's a typical handshake, right? This is loosely coupled, as you guys know, right? This is loosely coupled where if this is typically helps where a large kind of data is there, where you can have multiple topics and you have a multiple queue set it up so that you have a loosely coupled architecture. It's much more robust and you get the information back again and it's much more sustainable. Most of the companies would go for event based because volume is high. They try to go for it, but we have seen typically the hybrid environment is used where both point to point as well as the event based using the advanced mesh event mesh also used for the integration as well. Okay. So we took it, back to Amin.
Well, thank you very much, Srinath, for your information. It's very informative. And with that, we can move on to the next slide, considering the time. Okay, so let's look into some common use cases we have with S4 HANA connecting to the third-party systems via SAP Integration Suite. So this is the most common thing here, which is lead to cash flow, and this mostly on from CRM integrations. And so it all starts in the CRM systems, typically something like Salesforce, where sales team manages leads and opportunities. When an opportunity progresses and it's ready to be closed, right? And that is where the integration comes into play. The first step is customer master synchronization. And before creating a transaction in SAP, we need to ensure that customer data is accurate and it's available in the system. So through SAP Integration Suite, customer information is automatically synced in from the CRM into SAP. And this eliminates the manual data entry and ensures consistency across the systems. And next comes the order creation in SAP. So once the deal is won, right, and the opportunities in the CRM is converted to a sale order in SAP. So this happens seamlessly through the integration layer, and the sales team doesn't need to re-enter the data, and that everything flows automatically. There's no rework here, and it also reducing errors because we already have the information and we are just building on top of it. And most importantly, this speeding up the process. So SAP then takes over the backend processing, handling the fulfillment, inventory checks, and everything. And that also includes the shipping and invoicing. The final step is the status feedback to CR. So as the order progresses, when the invoicing happens, shipping and everything is completed, those updates are sent back to CRM system. So this gives us a sales team a full visibility in order to from the point of order status, so without needing logging into SAP. So that's what impacts that was the impact that integration flow created. So first, it creates a single source of truth across the sales and operations. And second, it improves the efficiency by eliminating the duplicate work. And third, it enhances customer experiences because the team have real-time visibility and can respond quickly. This is a perfect example, how SAP Integration Suite connects the front and the back office system to deliver the seamless and end-to-end business processes. So with that, let's move on to the next screen. Next slide.
Yeah.
Okay, no, not this one, the previous one. Okay, so this one, I would like to add one thing here with this particular use case is there's one customer whom we are currently working with, and we have a very similar project requirement that we have received at this point. So if you see this, right, is connecting the payroll system with the S4 HANA, so that the payroll system can be anything, right? It can be any system like BSI, or it can be any ADP systems, or whatever it is, right? And we have a requirement very similar to this use case where we get the data from a payroll system, okay, and that data we need to post in S4 HANA, okay, and on their finance module, okay, and this here what we tried is we checked to know how we can get the data. We noticed that the source system is having some databases from where we get the data from, and we quickly use the JDBC connectors, and we pull the data, okay, and the data whatever we get it, right, we transform the data according to the SAP tables, okay, and through BAPI, and we push the data into SAP. So this is actually not just a use case for me. This is actually, for me at least, it's a real time scenario because we are using it, and I just wanted to touch upon that, and moving on to the next slide. Okay, so let's walk through a very relatable scenario again here. An online order, or online customer placing an order. How that seamlessly connect to the backend operation. So it all starts with the customer placing an order on a website. So this could be an e-commerce platform or a mobile app. So from the customer's perspective, it's a simple click, but behind the scene, multiple systems need to work together instantly. The first step after the order is placed is inventory check. The system needs to confirm whether the product is available. Through the integration, the website communicates with SAP S/4HANA in real time to check the current inventory levels. This ensures that customers only order items that are actually in stock. This improves the trust, and it also reduces the cancellation. So once the availability is confirmed, the next step is SAP order creation. The order details such as customer information, products, quantities, and the pricing are automatically sent through the integration layer to SAP. A sales order is created in the system without any manual intervention. So now SAP takes over the backend process, handles the fulfillment, warehouse operations, and the shipping coordination. As the order moves forward, the next key step is shipment updates. When the product is packed and shipped, right, the SAP updates the status. This information is sent back to the integration layers to the e-commerce platform. So finally, we have a customer notification also coming in place. So the customer receives the real-time updates like order confirmation, shipping details, and delivery status, and all those information. So this enhances the overall customer experience, and it builds transparency. So what value of this, that integrated process, what we are getting, what are we attaining out of this? So first thing is it ensures accuracy. So no overselling or manual errors. Second, it speeds up the entire process to order to delivery cycle. And the third, it creates seamless experience for the customer from purchase to delivery. This is a perfect example. I can say that for integration connects the front end to digital experiences with the back end enterprise systems, making the entire process efficient, and it's automated, and also customer centric. So with that, we are ending up this session of slides. We are moving into the QA session. Any questions? Q&A session. Okay, so you can post your questions on the chat here. I forgot to mention that. Okay, any questions? I didn't find any questions so far. Are you all able to type anything on chat box? So I will give you a couple more minutes. Just give me a minute. I'm getting a call. Maybe people are not able to access this.
All right. While Amin comes back, any questions on how the real time on event mesh or how real point to point integration? Any questions there?
No, actually, the problem is that people are not able to enter their questions on the chat box. I think it's disabled for some reason. Although we have it enabled when we started the session. Let me check what I can do.
Can they unmute themselves and ask questions? I mean,
Sorry, come again.
mute and ask the questions right now. Mute themselves and ask the questions.
Yeah, let me check if I can. Okay, so you can actually try unmute yourself. Now I made the changes. You can ask if you have any questions.
I will go. So you showed me as an example of the PeopleSoft connection, like how long it took to, make it realize.
So let me take that. So the connection, right? Because Dragon, right, is a third party connection, right? You have one in the box, right? So the end-to-end delivery, right, would be typical the development would do 2 to 3 weeks. But right, you got to look at the deploy into the testing production, right? It's about typical about 6 to 8 weeks.
Got
That's
it.
what we see.
It's very useful. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thanks, Kumaresh. We can take few more questions. So now you can unmute yourself. I just changed the setting. If you have any questions, go ahead. Okay, so if you have some technical issues here, then what we can do is you can send me your questions to this email ID. So we will get it answer through email. Sorry, I know we have some issues. I don't know, for some reason we are not able to get the chat enabled, and we also have people complain that we are not able to unmute themselves, although we have given the access to unmute. Okay, so I think in that case, thank you very much all for your time, and special thanks to Srinath, for coming up and sharing this information or the architecture related to PeopleSoft integration here, and that is very informative. And thanks all again for joining today, and we will be posting these webinar recordings on YouTube. You can watch there, subscribe, like, share, and thank you very much. Oh, you have a great day.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.